Jacob.
And we're going for a drive. 2025 BMW M5 Touring.
With launch control.
Oh! Damn!
Okay.
Horsepower and torque.
717 horsepower, 738 pound-feet of torque from a 4.4-liter turbo V8 plug-in hybrid.
So we can get up to 69 kilometers just electric.
On the WLTP cycle.
Or it might be 68 since this is the wagon compared to the sedan.
Yeah, so approximately 40 kilometers on the North American EPA cycle.
More importantly, this is the third M5 wagon. We don't get an M5 wagon, or the world doesn't get an M5 wagon every single time there's a new M5.
So here it is, next to a white E61 V10 wagon.
Yeah.
Look at that. Yeah, and definitely watch our V10 E60 review. We weren't able to drive the actual wagon, but we drove the sedan.
Looks-wise, how much different does this look than the sedan, and does it look better or worse? Should you get a wagon or a sedan? That's what I really want to know.
All right. I'm an E55 AMG wagon owner. 100% get the wagon/touring, because that's what it's actually called. It is more practical. If you buy these, they will make more of them. We may even get an M3 Touring in North America if enough people buy the M5 Tourings. So yes, just go straight for the Touring, and BMW even expects the split to be slightly higher towards the wagon depending on the market.
But does it look better than the sedan?
I think it actually does. Seeing it in person, in photos, I wasn't so sure about the rear three-quarter. There was some awkward angles going on, but honestly, seeing this in person, I think it actually looks really good.
Which color is your favorite for the wagon? Because the yellow, I feel, is almost like there's too much. Like the darker color, so that the body panels only pop in certain lighting, makes the wagon look better.
I think the green is really good. I also think it looks really good in the matte black, which, you know, I hate to say that a black car looks good, but it does look pretty menacing in that color.
And then they also have a gloss black, which hides all of the front end looks, because we got a gloss black grille, gloss black lower intake and everything. And then this, we have the black wheels. It's kind of I would prefer the wheels that you get on the matte version and the green version.
There's a little bit of contrast.
Yeah.
And we do have the M carbon ceramic brakes on this as well.
Which is an option, which should be mandatory because this car is huge.
Yes, they should almost make that standard.
And what would be the Continental recommended tire for the new M5 Touring?
Since we are getting into winter, that would be the Viking Contact 7. And yes, definitely get your winter tires switched over if you're in a market that requires that.
Yeah. Buy one of these and go skiing.
Yeah, look at these twisty roads out here in Germany.
They're too thin. They're too narrow. This is a bike path in Canada.
And if you guys want to know what the M5 sedan does on the autobahn at high speeds, watch that video that we already posted.
So then the back end, slightly different than the sedan. We have a tail light that kind of kicks up.
Yeah, it's not just like a straight line across like the sedan.
Yeah, and then like the wide body is still there, but then like the wide bodiness is slightly different to make up for the wagon. We got like kind of like a little wing back there, a little spoiler.
Yeah, and then the diffuser and all that, the exhaust tips are the same.
The diffuser and the exhaust looks exactly the same.
And let's take a listen to the exhaust from the outside. Sounds pretty good. It's got a really good tone, and we are going to get a non-particulate filter version of it in North America.
And from the inside right now, we are fully electric, because I'm in some little town.
Yep.
And the second we get past this little town, I'm gonna floor it.
So it's pretty cool to have that, and that's the whole reason that BMW did this, is because it's basically a requirement in certain city centers, like I think London and Paris and many more that are supposedly coming, where you can't drive a gas-powered vehicle in a city center, so you have to drive it in electric, so this gives you both.
Yeah, and I guess this competes with the E63S Wagon and the RS6.
Yes.
Those two are still just normal V8s.
Yes, which is great as well, because I love my normal V8.
So if you're buying an M5 Touring, which color are you personally taking?
I hate to go with another black car because I hate maintaining black cars. I'm going to have to say the green.
I'm also going green.
Oh!
The dark purple is nice, the dark red is nice, but I'll go green.
But this white, honestly, it looks pretty sick.
Yeah.
This would actually be my second choice as well.
Good contrast against the black grills.
Yes.
And from the inside. Pretty good, and that's pumped in. You can turn that off as well, and then it actually quiets it down a lot and makes it pretty like unoffensive here.
Yeah.
M sound.
Very authentic.
Are we getting more sound because it's a wagon?
I think so. So if we were going to differentiate this from the sedan, I think you get a little bit more exhaust audio kind of natural in here because it is a wagon, so it's like kind of more connected to the back.
Yeah.
It's not that noticeable, but I think driving them back to back, it is there.
And to finish off the looks, we should probably pop the trunk.
Yeah.
And look at how much room there is.
Quite a bit.
Ton of room. Even though the sedan also has a lot of room, this would be super practical. Like, you could put a bike in here.
Yeah, this is the one to get.
Rich guys with, like, how much is a rich guy bike? Like $15,000?
Probably. As much as poor people's cars.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, poor people.
Yeah.
And if we pop the hood, is there a dipstick in here, Yuri?
Bro, there's never a dipstick in a BMW. All BMWs fail the dipstick test.
So you do have to check the oil level through the infotainment, and we happen to stumble upon a TotalEnergies Tankstelle, which is a gas station out here.
Total Tankstelle.
So we did drive this there. Looked pretty good at the gas station because TotalEnergies out here in Europe is they've got gas stations, they've got everything.
They
we
sell
walked in
oil
there,
in
they
there.
sell oil. So the recommended TotalEnergies oil or TotalEnergies oil would be the 0W30.
And now that we've found ourselves in Peterhausen, time for us to switch it up and for you to drive these narrow country roads. I want to hear about some handling.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about some tech. Because it's the updated infotainment, and we got cool red interior.
And we haven't even mentioned the weight yet. First thing I noticed getting in here, the seat moves so smoothly in this car. The smoothest it's ever moved in a BMW.
It eases itself when you land. It doesn't hard stop.
Yeah, it's like soft close on a toilet. It's nice, actually. All right, now that I'm into my position, let's turn around and
use the 200-meter backup assist.
I don't want to back up onto this public road. All right, so we do have 1.5 degrees of rear axle steering, and it's definitely helping.
Yeah, that definitely got us. Yeah.
All right, so that works. Okay, so driving this thing, we have the same customizations that we've had in new M products. So we have all these little buttons to press down here. So we have our setup, our M hybrid, and our M mode. So right now, if I press the M hybrid, I'm going to leave myself on Dynamic Plus for extra fun driving, and then we have Dynamic, Hybrid, Electric, and E-Control. E-Control is kind of interesting because they told us that's the fastest way to recharge the hybrid battery without actually plugging it in. And then you have to drive moderately as it actually tells you on the screen.
Yeah, and there's 3 levels of brake regen on this, and none of them will bring you to a full stop, which is perfect unexpected.
Yeah. All right, so now that we're out of this little town, let's actually launch this thing. And I've noticed that the tire temperatures get hotter in the front than they do in the back. Oh. Wow.
That's like 911 turbo off the line feeling.
It's a punch in the back. Like, this thing is really quick. So 0 to 60 is 0.1 slower than the sedan. Does it feel like 0.1 slower, Yuri? No, it feels the same. So this does have a little bit of extra weight. It is more than likely to be over the rear axle. So I feel like maybe in real world conditions you might have more grip, especially like driving in the winter and stuff like that, because the weight is over there. And this weighs...
But this probably has such a good all-wheel drive system combined with like good content of winter tires. It'd be unstoppable.
And so this weighs around 5,500 pounds. We've seen all the memes. They are pretty funny. Do you feel that, especially on these back roads? Let's find out.
No, I felt nothing.
On the Autobahn, we felt nothing. Here, I mean, man, like this just handles like a BMW does. Like, this just feels fantastic. Like, you can fly on these roads, literally. It is so quick back here. This car makes so much sense in Germany. Like, so much sense. It handles great. The steering's great.
I mean, it is a little big for these roads.
It is a little big out here.
But it's like you're a big money man out here with your M5. Right.
And we've seen so many M3 Tourings out here. So many of them.
This wagon country.
Yeah, and just in general, A6s and 5 Series wagons and stuff. So it's cool to see. But yeah, this handles great. Tons of power. Feels great. Yeah, I mean, I love driving this thing. It's ridiculously fast. I've seen all this stuff. Everyone's talking about
it. Full brakes.
How it's slower than the last one. I'm going to do that at the roundabout. And I don't care that it's slower than the last one. Like, it doesn't feel like it. Here we go. Oh, dude. Yeah.
It's like
unreal.
You could have a heavy car, but
it does everything that it's supposed to do, and it doesn't feel like it's heavy. Like, some EVs tend to feel heavy, and you start to feel it under braking, but if you have carbon ceramics, you're not really gonna feel that.
Yeah, and then this is staggered wheels.
Yep.
And the staggered wheels was so that they could have a fatter tire, more sidewall in the front, and that helps with like tire pressure and heating and stuff. And then there's heat coming from the bumper to cool the brakes, which is also heating up the front. So that's why the front gets a little hotter than the back.
Yeah. So there's coolers that have fans, and they're kind of shooting hotter air towards the front tires, which is very interesting.
And then the front brake rotors are bigger compared to the size of the wheel, so it's closer to the wheel, which sends more heat.
Yeah.
They explained it all. They got it. They figured it all out.
Yeah. When you guys think, when anyone thinks that's like, why do they do that? There are so many little things that they do think about. Sure, we review cars, and sometimes we feel like they may have missed things, or there's reasons that we don't understand that they've done things, like deleting a lot of these hard buttons, which we found after speaking to some people, turns out that's mostly a design decision rather than an engineering decision.
So non-shout-out designers, give us back hard buttons.
Yes. We're getting used to this iDrive 9, like almost to the point that we're like totally over it at this point, I would say. But do we still prefer older versions? Absolutely.
Okay, I want you to try something.
Okay.
Full electric launch. Not launch control, but
Yeah.
No kickdown pedal.
Did you preset M2 to that?
Yeah.
Okay, we're full electric, and I'm not gonna hit the kickdown. Not gonna brake boost either. Oh, wow.
And we can go up to 140 kilometers an hour in pure electric.
140 or 130?
140.
Oh, okay. Dude, this is like quick. And you can feel all the gears change because the e-motor is part of the transmission. So we can feel all 8 gears switch, and I'm still floored. Like, this is quick. Still pure EV.
But
and the way that the gauges show you that,
shift it yourself. You can just see what gear it goes into.
And the way that the gauges show you that is also crystal clear, because we have a gas gauge and a battery gauge. So the layout is also really good.
Okay. What if you wanted your full gas, your full sporty suspension while you're in electric mode? What would you do?
I'm going to hold my left boost paddle right now. Boost mode. Oh, yeah. Wow.
So that sends everything to full power mode, because if you hit the kickdown pedal, you'd go full speed.
Yes.
The gas motor would turn on, but
it wouldn't affect your suspension settings.
This is full.
Yes. So that also affects your suspension settings. That's putting in like the highest possible M mode temporarily.
Is that camera shift?
Maybe.
Does it look centered?
Oh yeah, no, it shifted. I guess we drove so fast that the camera shifted.
Yeah. All right. Well,
that's okay. Sorry about that, guys. This car is actually really fast.
I didn't tighten my camera enough.
And this is all-wheel drive, xDrive, and you can also put this into 100% rear-wheel drive mode with the full traction off.
And I think you can do full rear-wheel drive mode electric only as well.
Yes, they did say that.
So like technically, I think you can do electric burnouts and donuts.
Technically.
And we're explaining to the Germans what a takeover is, because they don't have that culture here, and they were shocked and appalled.
Yeah. That they're missing out on that.
Yeah.
They were like, what is this?
I'm like, you're supposed to try to hit people. They're like, what? I'm like, I don't condone it.
What are you talking
They're like,
about?
what is this? Yeah.
The words you're saying.
Do you guys have this here?
Yeah. German younger people, let us know if that's a thing in German or European younger culture. Maybe the people that we're speaking to don't know about this stuff. Okay, so ZF 8-speed auto, shifts great, or I guess ZF, we are in Germany. Gauge cluster, everything's great. We have a wireless charger down here. We have phone as key, which we are using to power this vehicle or start it and everything, lock it. We've got cup holders down here. Everything works, I would say, flawlessly.
Good for your fizzy water.
Yeah, and the caps that don't disconnect from the bottles for some reason in Europe. And we are driving in Germany, so we are using the built-in navigation, which is giving us augmented reality, which honestly...
It helps for roundabouts.
Yeah, it helps for a lot of stuff out here.
I still prefer CarPlay. It's still wireless only.
Yep.
I would prefer wired, because I just tried to connect on camera earlier, and I just couldn't. Maybe because you weren't in park or something. But You know, if it was a Maserati, I could have just plugged it in and worked perfectly in an instant.
Yes, or Audi, I believe, also has both. I believe from memory.
Just let me say something nice about Maserati, man.
And we are not going to hit the autobahn for any top speeds today. We've already got that out of our system in the sedan. But if you get the M driver's package on this, that unlocks up to 305 kilometers. And apparently some of the other journalists we've spoken to have hit approximately 315 or 17, and that's what the hard cutoff is.
It's a loose number.
Yeah. There's some percentage margin of
error.
Allowment or something. Germans wouldn't have made that mistake.
It's scary.
Yeah, it's
scary
fun.
It's
fun.
Fast, yeah.
There's a lot going on. The scariest part to me was all the other cars on the road. At any moment, someone can just turn into your lane. That's what I was like.
But
okay.
Drivers are a little better here, but they're not as good as I thought.
No.
They're like, people are still chilling the left, but it's also like, you know.
Yeah. Okay, talking suspension now. So I'm driving in the stiffest mode because I wanted to see how bad it could possibly be. Again, these German roads are honestly fantastic, so it's kind of hard to tell. But stiffest mode, no problem. Softest mode, also great. This would be a fantastic daily. If you're a rich person and you want a daily driver, if you potentially want one vehicle that does it all, this would be a great choice.
But like, would you really get the Touring over a sedan?
Yeah, 100%.
I don't know. I feel
like
like
1,000%.
I feel like I've almost become more of a sedan guy as of recently.
Yeah, okay.
But I do like this a lot.
I used to be a sedan guy, then I turned into a wagon guy.
I did. You know what it is? It's the Cadillac CT5V Blackwing.
Yeah, that would be a sedan competitor to this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not to the wagon.
Correct. Yeah. Definitely just buy the wagon so we have more cool, fast wagons. And less SUVs, please. We were talking to some people that were thinking that maybe there's some SUV fatigue because we've had SUVs for so long that have been selling so well.
And that's why wagons are back?
Potentially, which is great because, you know, seeing these things out here in Germany like makes a lot of sense.
And the wagons are coming to Canada, at least, probably North America in total, later than the sedans are.
Yeah, just a couple months.
So find your sedan and or wagon on tsp.truecar.com.
Yeah, or potentially an M3 Touring wagon. Those won't be there for a while.
Or a V10 E60 sedan.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about these seats. First, the comfort, very comfortable.
Oh yeah.
And the color. This is like a blood orange red. It looks really good.
It works well with this exterior color.
Yeah. And then we have the red party stripe on the steering wheel. All the ambient lighting, which we're seeing in the daytime, looks really nice. So fine, the designers got that right, but like, you know, add a little bit more buttons and stuff. But carbon fiber looks fantastic on this car. Back seat room, totally fine, 6'1.5". This particular one does not have peasant blockers, but the sedan we had yesterday did.
Yeah, you can get a lot of options and stuff for these.
Oh yeah.
And then this also does have very good adaptive cruise and lane centering, all that stuff, but it's got the simpled out buttons on the steering wheel, which takes some time to learn.
Yes, so you can't adjust your distance to the vehicle in front of you. You have to do that through the infotainment.
And if you're in Europe, you got the speed warning thing that'll beep every time you go over the speed limit, but you can set that as a shortcut in the infotainment and set a lot of stuff as shortcuts.
Yeah.
You really need to do a lot of prep before driving this car because there are so many things that you need to set up as shortcuts so that you can access them easily while driving.
The fastest way that I've found to do it is to press the the M mode button and then put it into sport, which then deactivates that emergency whatever alert system.
So with all that out of the way, I think it's time we get to the price because these cars are expensive, right?
Yes, they should be. So this one starts in Canada at $138,000.
Canadian.
Which is a bargain compared to its competitors, which would be the RS6 and the E63 Wagon.
Wagon's 3,000 Canadian more than a sedan?
Correct.
That's pretty, like, considering how much more metal you're paying for, or different shaped metal, I guess.
Yeah.
That's, like, not the worst.
No, it's really not. So in my opinion, 100% get the Touring over the sedan.
And I'm like get the wagon because it's cool.
Yeah.
But don't feel bad about getting the sedan because, like...
Oh, absolutely.
I think, like, for me... I kind of like the yellow sedan as my favorite of the M5s right now.
That thing is so bold. I don't know if I could drive a yellow sedan.
I don't know if I could drive it every day, but it was definitely my favorite.
This I could drive every day, especially in this white.
I feel like I'd get this in that black, I don't know, black or green.
The green was pretty sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, the black too. Man. All right, let us know what you guys think of the new M5 Touring.
Make sure you buy these or they'll take them away from us in America.
Yes. And if you like shirts, go to our web store. We have shirts.